have been thinking about recording this all day long, and now it's about 11:30, May 26th, I believe. And I still don't know where to start, but I guess I'll start by saying I love love. I've always loved love. Since I was a kid, started with loving music, loving cartoons, and then loving a girl in first grade. I always thought love was easy. I thought it happens for everyone. I thought it was a given, something you don't have to work for. And you begin to grow up and realize that love is still amazing, but it's a privilege to be loved by someone else. I always say, and I've written this before and talked about it, but R&B, love songs, to me, honestly, they misconstrued what I really needed to know about love. There's different components that I didn't know about until psychology classes, which it's a triangle. Look it up. I cannot think of what the three components to a healthy love relationship is, but I think I'm saying all this just to say is I still love love. And I guess now that I'm ranting, this is the beginning of something that I've been wanting to share for a while. I've always thought it was weird to talk to myself or talk into a camera or talk into a microphone with nobody else around. And I still don't think I'm picturing an audience yet. So maybe I'm just doing this for myself. Maybe I've learned how to just talk to myself. Back in January, my ex-girlfriend, on and off lover, I guess is what you call it, came to California to see me, and we hung out like we've been doing for the past 3 years now. And before that, we'd met 9 years ago. So a total of 9 years, but we stopped talking for a while, on and off, for not necessarily years. We still talked, we just didn't see each other. Went on a date or two, a club, had some drinks, caught up, went to a movie. But over the past 6 months, we had planned to see each other again, and that, well, maybe more like 5.5 months, that happened a little over a week ago. And I ruined everything. Now, before I get into all of that, I write. So, about a year ago, rewinding, yes, this, trying not to make this be all over the place, but about a year ago, I started writing an untitled document of sorts. Maybe it's a novel, maybe it's a guide, I don't know, but it's about music and my failures in love and in life. And yes, it's started turning into failures in relationships. I don't even know if there's a lesson in it, but that's honestly what I want to do, is begin to record that. I want to do it podcast style and just read what I've written so far, and then continue to write it. I'm not done. I'm only about 30 pages in, maybe like 32, 33 now. But that's what this is really about. I want to start doing that. And also, I have to say, about a month ago, my ex-girlfriend slash on and off lover wrote the beginning of a story, a familiar story about a woman, a guy, a man, a woman, a man, and another woman. Now, this story, I'm just gonna say, mirrors our life together. But for me, it showed that she'd really been thinking about it, thinking about our relationship, thinking about a situationship that I had with someone, and she shared it with me, and I loved it. And I came up with a plot behind it. It was only about 4 pages or so, a little more than 4 pages. And I thought to myself, I could turn this into something. I mean, it was basically my life and her life. So I didn't know how I would write in her voice, but we have been seeing each other for a really long time. So I also want to start recording that. You know, like a 6-part, 7-part, 8-part series, however long I can go with it. But I did continue her story. She said she was actually no longer interested in it. It was like an outlet, a release. But you'll soon come to find it's hard for me to let things die, and it's hard for me to let things go. A week ago, the love of my life came to visit myself and her family. I don't know why, but she never told me exactly when she was going to land, but she wanted me to pick her up from the airport. So I had to reach out and ask again, hey, what time are you landing? She wasn't sure because she started getting delays. Ultimately, I knew it was going to be on a Wednesday. I knew by now that it was going to be a 3 o'clock pickup. But around 12 or so, maybe earlier, she let me know that the flight was delayed. She wasn't sure when it would be coming in. Then she was sure. She got a flight. She'd be here at about 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. I had to work that day, but I had already let my management know that I'd be off. So when she told me that the flight was going to be a little delayed, I decided, hey, I am going to head to the airport and do some rides, do some Lyft. I also do Lyft. I hate it, but I'm nice, so anyway, I never made it to San Francisco. Other things got in the way that aren't really important to the story. But, well, no, I'll share it. I wanted to hang out with my son instead. So I did that until about 5. I guess it is relevant. I picked him up from school early, and we hung out. We went to eat, and we sat, we talked, we laughed, we joked, and then I dropped him off at his mother's house. Then I started working, and I sat around, wasn't getting too many rides. The time got about 6 o'clock finally, and I started driving around. I got one more ride, and then it was about 6:30, and I got a text from her saying, I just landed. And I responded, I'm still in Oakland. You said you wouldn't be in till around 8. So I can try to head over there now, but I'll be a little late, something like that. She said no. I said 7. Yeah. She said 7, not 8. I still checked the text because that's just me. And yes, she said 7. I was so apologetic. I called her. I said, hey, I'm so sorry. I got busy. I messed up. I'm so sorry. I apologize. She said it's okay. She said she'd catch Bart. I told her I'm going there right now and I'm not going to move. I will be waiting for you. I ended up waiting about 45 minutes for her. I saw her. I hugged her. I embraced her. I kissed her. I was so happy to see her. I'd missed her so much for the past 6 months. Maybe one day I'll go deeper into our backstory, but right now, it's no need. So yes, we drove to my house. What do you want to eat? Are you hungry? Do you need anything? You want to stop anywhere? I told her about my current position at my job. We laughed about that. A lot of little instances. I work at a mental health facility, but we weren't laughing at the clients, the patients. We're laughing at the doctors. It's a whole nother story. So we get closer to my place. We go to Target. We get a few items, a few extra things. I had already went to Target for some stuff. But we get to the line, and like she always does, she asks me, or she doesn't ask, she just pulls out her debit card, and I'm like, no, I got it. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Put it away. And I stuck my card in the chip reader and paid. I was happy. I was proud to do that. We make it back to my house. We had planned to watch the Beyonce documentary on Netflix. I've always been a fan of, Destiny's Child and Beyonce, but over the past years, admittedly, I haven't really been into her that much. I've admired her from a distance, I guess you could say. Never really listened to the Lemonade or, besides when she would play it, which was only like once or twice. But it was good. But I'm a dude. Couldn't really see myself riding around town listening to Lemonade or banging it in my headphones. Not to say I don't listen to other music by women. Actually, a lot of my playlist consists of women. I like the perspective. But anyway, we make out a little bit. Nothing serious at first. We watch the movie. It's pretty good. I give her a massage like I always do. Ultimately the night's perfect. No need to go into details. Not right now, at least. The next day, I had the day off, but I needed to take her somewhere. I hated it because that's honestly one of the things we had talked about is, not feeling obligated to hang out with me when you have other things to do. But whatever, we still did our thing. The next day, I take her to where she needs to go. I hope and pray that I get to see her again later that day. It doesn't happen. The next day comes. I believe it was Friday. She's still busy. Whatever, no big deal. I worked. Saturday comes. I'm like, hey, what's up? Are we going to kick it? She's not sure. Okay, fine, cool. Then I get the text. I'll let you know what's up later on tonight. Now I'm already getting anxiety already thinking about these next few hours. But not only do I do Lyft, I also deliver for a big company called Amazon. I just started, so I'm renting a car with Lyft. Probably shouldn't be recording this, but anyway. I got stressed out. I had too much going on. I was supposed to pick my son up after a party. No one answered the phone. So I sat around and I waited. Nobody answered the phone till it was too late. I got a shift with Amazon. Finally, they called me back. Okay, I'll get you after I do this shift. The shift was from, I believe it was 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8:30. Now, normally they don't take that long. Sometimes you don't even have to deliver anything. This time I had about 30 bags. I fit them all in this little Kia. And I began to deliver. But I started noticing, so I live in Antioch. And I started noticing that the deliveries were going from Berkeley area into Pleasant Hill and to Walnut Creek and into Concord. So now I'm thinking to myself, now I'm going to have to finish this and then drive all the way back to pick my son up, another 20 miles back where I came from. I'm also thinking she's going to text me at the last minute to come pick her up, because I told her I'd pick her up from wherever she was at, anywhere, which her anywhere would have been 20 miles a different direction. But whatever, I wasn't worried about that. But I get to this apartment, I'm down about 10-15 bags, I'm almost done, but I'm stressing, and it's raining. It's raining. There's nowhere to park at this apartment building. So what do? I pull into this little driveway that says no parking. I pull into the driveway and I get out of the car. I leave the car running. No big deal. Leave the car running. Take out the bags, scan them. And then I realize I gotta go up to I think it was the 3rd floor or something. So I open the passenger door. I reach in and I grab the keys. And the car begins to roll backwards with the door open, with half of my body hanging out of it. I have to try to put it back in the park. I don't know if I hit the brake or the stick or not. I don't know what happened. It starts rolling back. There's nothing I can do. It's a car. I couldn't push it, especially it's rolling downhill. The door hits a pole, pushes the door all the way back, and then bounces back, to the correct position, kinda. Luckily, this was a small street. The car stopped when it hit the other side of the street, like the curb. My whole world felt like it was just stepped on. I'm looking at this car door completely ruined. The door wouldn't even close. I tried to close it. The hinge was already snapped. I put it in position so that it would go in the hole so that I could at least close it. That did not work. I had to slam it as hard as I could, because I still had a job to finish and the door really wouldn't close. So basically I had to break it even more by closing it. It ends up bending the side where the door closes. I don't know what it's called. Side panel that connects the door and the bumper. That bends in at this point. It's crushed. And I just feel like that's the end of my life. Like, I feel like it's over. I feel like somebody just field goaled me. Like, punted me. Excuse me. And I still have to do a job. And it is still raining. I am wet. The bags are wet. I get in the car, pull it back into the no parking driveway. And again, this is an apartment, but whatever. I take the bags, bring them in, and luckily the recipient says, "Oh yeah, you can just leave them downstairs. I'll come and get them." I get back in the car and all I'm thinking about is I'm done. What am I going to tell Lyft that I did to one of their cars? And what am I going to tell Amazon that I hit this pole? I'm scared. Yes, I'm 37 and I'm afraid. and I'm stressed. And I still haven't heard from her. And I still have to drive about 30 to 35 minutes backwards to pick my son up because I love him. And I also have 2 more deliveries that are taking me further away from my son. The next place, I don't know where it is. Man, I'm just not thinking anymore. I go around the corner. It's another apartment, by the way. I go around the corner numerous times. Somebody walks up to the car. I'm thinking that this might be the person. He asks if I'm DoorDash. No, I'm not DoorDash. I pull into the parking garage with 6 bags. No, it was 5. With 5 bags. And I'm carrying 5 bags of groceries. But they don't have handles, of course. You just kind of got to get that top and just grab it really tough, 2 in the arm, one under the other one under the other arm, and you just hold on to the other 2. Because I'm trying to get this over at this point. I don't even know if this part of the story is relevant. Anyway, I walked to the wrong building. Then I have to walk about another 100 feet the other way to the actual building, maybe 200 feet to the next building, holding these groceries. Bags are ripping. I deliver them though, successful. Then I go to the next place. Luckily, it's a house. Walk the last 2 bags up there, drop them off. Boom. Now I zoom back to my son's house. Still waiting to hear from her. I'm sad and I'm scared because it's about a little bit after 8 now. On my way there, I need money at this point, right? I didn't just ruin this car. So I pick up another shift right before I make it to his house. And I tell him, hey, we got another shift, so you don't have to do anything. You can sit in the car, but I gotta go to a Whole Foods. I get there, the app's not working. It's just not working. It's telling me I'm there, but it's telling me I have deliveries. I go in, then it tells me I don't have any bags to pick up. Now I don't know if any of you guys understand this, but to break it down, you get an alert. These are the bags you have to deliver. You go in, you scan them, you pick them up. I go in to scan them. There's nothing on the app anymore. Now as I'm walking out, some lady on a bench says, hey, I act like I don't see her. Because I'm like, why would you be yelling hey across a parking lot? I'm just trying to make it to the car. She says, hey again. I don't say anything. I'm almost to the car. She then says, hey young man. I turn my head because I'm young still. She says, excuse me young man, can you take me home? I look at her and say, no thank you. I'm about 50 feet away. I say no thank you and I continue to walk. And then this guy sitting with her says, well, that was rude. I say, excuse me? What's rude? I don't like confrontations, not anymore, because I want to live. He says, it was rude that you said no thank you. I said, excuse me, sir. Me saying no thank you is the nicest way possible for me to say, no, I don't know you. I'm not taking you home. He mumbles something else, and then he says, I need to come over there and give you a whooping, or put a whooping on you is what he said. I pause again. Have not made it to the car yet. I almost did. I begin to walk over there and I say, did you just say you were going to put a whooping on me? He then says, no, I didn't say anything. And I said, excuse me, you just threatened me. Did you threaten me? He says, no, I didn't say I was going to put a whooping on you. He said, you need a whooping put it on you. I said, you know what? You threatened me. I think I should call the police. Now, normally that is not my go-to. I don't really mess with the police like that either. But this was a different night. I had my kid in the car, and I'm basically at work. He says, you're going to call the police. I'm like, I should. I don't remember what happens after that. I was like, you know what? Again, my son's in the car, and I still may have to make delivery, so I have to be in this parking lot. I say, I'm just going to tell the security guard. I go in, let the security guard know. Security guard goes out there. He doesn't do anything. The people don't leave. Now it's 10 o'clock. The place closes, so I cannot do any deliveries. I call my brother. I call Amazon. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably just about to cut. I leave. My son's asleep by now. Don't worry. I'm at the car. He's old enough to, sit in the car for a few minutes. But he's asleep. I drive home. Still have not heard from her yet. And I don't want to bother her. She's with family. I don't want to push her buttons. Done it before in the past. I'm like, you know what? I really wish she was here. She's all I really want right now. But you know what? I'm going to just let it go for the night. And I do. I lay down. Well, I strip down. Shoes off. Shirt off. Pants off. Socks off. Only thing I have on now is underwear. And I jump in the bed. I lay down. I pick up my phone one last time just to see if she has texted me. Nothing. I place the phone face down. The lights are off. And her ring comes in. It's a multiple vibrating special alert comes in. I know it's her. She's asking me to come pick her up, and she's actually home, which is about 45 minutes away from my own home. I don't hesitate. I say I'm walking to the car. I didn't want to say I'm getting up because she's the type that'll be like, oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I wanted her badly. I get up. Tell her I'm on my way. And I'm still afraid because I didn't want to tell her about the car door. That would have been another reason for her to say, don't worry about it. She would have been upset. I know this. Anyway, I make it to her house and I say, babe, I gotta tell you something. I messed up the front door. She looks at it. Oh, okay. She didn't actually seem upset. But it's probably because I was right in front of her. She didn't want to deal with it either. So anyway, open the door, tell her hold up, I gotta slam it real hard. I slam it real hard. We drive away. I explain to her everything that happened, and she holds me. She put her hand on my shoulder. She kissed me. She said, things happen. She comforted me. I felt like things could possibly be different between us. Like, she cared. She didn't get upset. It was what it was. I could tell it was in her mind. She was thinking, we'll handle this. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. I'll help you. I was good. Anyway, we make it back another 45 minutes back to my house. It's about almost 1 at this point. But we don't just lay down. We stay up, we talk. I don't think we listen to music or anything. We eventually go to sleep. maybe some sex happened. The next morning was just beautiful. She was tired. She just laid around in bed, watched a little bit of TV. Some sex may have happened. We get up because she again had to go see a family member. Or no, she had to go hang out with her family. And I told my son I'd take him to the movies, so I checked the movies. And she wanted to stop at the store to get a Slurpee. So we go to the store to get Slurpees, and she says, "Here, take this." And I'm thinking she's just going to, hand me a few bucks, $5 or something for some Slurpees and chips and Skittles. She hands me $60, $64 to be exact. I'm like, nah, it's cool. Like, I got it. Don't worry about it. She was like, just take it. The movies are expensive. Don't even worry about it. I'm like, it's $60. Actually, I was like, it's like $1 billion. I exaggerate. She said, it's not. Just take it. It's no big deal. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk to you about that when I get back. Now, what I wanted to discuss with her was I don't want to take things from you unless we're together. Because it's, we're not together. So I don't want you to feel any resentment. Like, if you're my girl, you know what I'm saying? If you're my baby, if you're my lady, my girl, my girlfriend, then, it just feels different. Get the Slurpees, we joke, we laugh. We're on the way there, I ended up not going to the movies in the city that I told her I was going to go in, because I was going to try to hang out around where she was at, because I wanted to pick her up again when she was done. But me and my son end up going, and I pick up my best friend's son, and we go see the movie. Now let me actually rewind, because I did leave out a part. That morning, I had taken a picture of she and I in bed. I was like, we haven't taken a picture in a while. It's been years, actually, that we've taken a picture together. I snapped the picture. She was against it. She's like, it's not even a good one, delete it. And I'm like, nah, it's cool. I like it. She hid her face in one, and in the other one, she kissed me to hide her face. Whatever. We're not a couple, right? I get it. Fast forward. We're at the movies. I'm looking at the picture like, should I post this on Instagram? I'm like, nah. She wouldn't like that. And, let's just say at some point I ended up posting the picture anyway. For a few different reasons. One, I felt like I was in heaven. I was happy. I was so happy. But also I was afraid. And also I was insecure. And also, I've been talking about her forever. Any girl that I talk to knows about her. And when I say talk to, I mean talk to. Like, she's like a myth, a fable, like a legend. And I just got to a point where I was just like, I love her and I want to show people that. And I wanted to make somebody else jealous. But not in a mean way. More so in a, you could be a part of this too way. Which is another part that I actually left out of this story intentionally. But there's a lot of layers as to why I posted the picture. Ultimately, I just wanted to show the world how madly in love I was with this woman. Couldn't really see her face. Like I said, one picture, she was completely hidden. She just turned her head into my chest or an arm, wherever. And the next one was a kiss, so it was like our faces were mashed together. And I also basically censored our lips with the Childish Gambino song. I'm back home now. We're still texting. Everything is beautiful. I tell her tomorrow, we should hang out. I'm like, I'm gonna use some sick time. I need some more rest anyway. Wasn't necessarily sick, but I needed some time. So I say we should probably go see a real movie, sit down somewhere and talk. And I really wanted to talk to her about us, not about being in a serious relationship or anything, but just like what we were doing, what we wanted to do, maybe talk kids again. She was fine with it. There was a few boos, like what you doing, boo, going to sleep, boo, good night, boo, thrown around, I felt great. I'd actually fallen asleep on the couch and woke up, went and got in my bed. Now, I still had my son, so I had to bring him to school in the morning anyway, so I go to sleep. My alarms were off, but my phone alarm went off. And I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to go back to bed. I don't have to get up. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I gotta wake my son up. It was 5:45. My heart is beating right now just telling this. I throw my legs off the bed to get up, and the texts come in. The rapid fire vibrating comes in. Now, she was taking someone to the airport early in the morning, so it wasn't a shock that she was up. But when I looked at what she wrote, once again, I felt like somebody had stepped on my world and crushed it and tossed it out to the garbage. Her text read, "You just can't not post stuff online, can you? Don't bother coming by. Go to work." It was over. I knew it. From that moment, I knew that was it. It was the most horrible feeling ever, having to still actually get up, get my son ready. I couldn't go to work because I'd already called in sick. It just felt over. Like I said, my stomach hurts right now even repeating this. I text her back. No, I didn't text back. I called right away. She didn't pick up. I tried again. She didn't pick up. Then I text, "What's going on? I'm so sorry. I'll delete it. It's gone." I had already deleted it within those next few minutes. I panicked. I went, deleted my whole Instagram account. I had to use the actual computer. I deleted that, not deactivated. I deleted that, and I'm texting her like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened." Like, I'm trying to explain to her like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, your face wasn't even in. And then I started thinking, who told you this? How did you know? But I don't ask her this yet. But in my mind, I'm wondering who told her. She doesn't use Instagram. And when I looked and saw who looked at it, there was 7 views and 7 people. 2 people I know. 2 girls that I'd kind of talked to online. And 2 fake pages, like, the little half naked lady pages with a link and no posts, or like a girl in a bikini fake post. And then there was one that was a company, but when I looked at it, I think the first page was like the first picture was like a Spotify picture, like to get views or plays or something. So who saw it? Who saw it and who told her? Then I'm making up all these theories. But anyway, I delete everything. I have 5 Instagram pages. One was for my photography. One was for my consulting company, Planet Axiom. One was supposed to be my artist page. One was my actual first Instagram page. Is that 5? I don't know. And then I go to my Facebook page. I delete that. It's gone. I delete everything. I'm panicking. She's responding, but not really. I'm still trying to explain myself. I don't remember everything I'm saying at this point. But she ends up telling me it's over and she's done. This happened all before 8 o'clock in the morning. Once again, I'm driving. And it's worse because I'm in traffic. So it's like I can't get anywhere fast enough. I can't get to my son's school fast enough. I'm thinking, okay, I just need to drop him off. And I need to just turn back around and get home. And I don't know why, but I just felt like things would change if I could just get back home. But once I dropped him off, I thought to myself, no, I need to go to her. I need to go to her. She's out here. I don't know how long she's going to be out here. I need to go to her. Then I'm like, no, that's stupid. I can't go to her. She's mad. It's not like she's going to talk to me. She'd already stopped texting back at this point. Now I've blown up her phone. I've called. I've sent multiple texts back to back to back to back to back. She's not responding. But I tell myself I'm going to just drive towards her house and she'll say something before I get there. And then, if she doesn't, then I'll just continue going on. It's not exactly along the way, but anyway, she doesn't text back before I get to her house. I go there anyway. I didn't know which car she was using while she was out here, but I make it to her house and I ring her doorbell 3 times. She doesn't come to the door, so I figure she wasn't there. I turn around and I leave. I go home and I'm sad and I'm hurt and I feel it all through my body. She's still not responding. By now it's about 9:30, 10. I don't know what to do. I lay down. That doesn't work. I shower because I actually hadn't showered in the morning. But I'm thinking, I'm going to shower. I'm going to come back. I'm going to see a text from her. Nothing. Now also, at this point, I'm waiting on a text from somebody else to at least annoy me. She doesn't even text. Because like I said, technically I'm single. But I don't get that text either. But I'm not too worried about that. It's never too long before we talk again. And I tell myself I'm going to text her one more time. And then I'm going to just let it go. I do that. And then nothing. I put the phone down. I watch TV, fall asleep. I wake up. And then things just keep popping in my head. So I text her again. I know it's a lot. It's too much. But she finally responds and she says, I'm going to come and get my bag. I just write, okay. felt somewhat relief, but I also knew that she would just come in and get the bag and leave. Well, then we called, when she was on her way, she called and she said she doesn't want to argue. I say, fine, I don't want to argue either. We get off the phone. She pulls up. She acted like she couldn't go in my room anymore already. She's asking, well, can I go get my bag? And I'm like, of course. I give her a hug, and she's not really hugging me back, but I'm like, I stop embracing her, and she says, can I get my bag? I'm like, of course. She goes, and then we sit down though. We talk about it, and she is going in on me. She's telling me that me posting the picture was the straw that broke the camel's back, and she's done for real, and we're just not compatible, which is possibly true anyway, but we've always just came back together. We've always made it work. We've always been, just me and her. It's always just me and her. I mean, she goes over the whole rundown about me not picking her up from the airport, me ruining the car door, and I'm apologizing. And she's like, and then you post the picture that I told you to delete. It's not even a good picture. And she says I did the exact opposite of what she wanted. And I'm trying to explain to her, I only did it because I felt like I wanted to share something beautiful with people. And yeah, it's social media. You don't have to do that. But I explained to her I was in a position where I felt secure and insecure at the same time. It wasn't necessarily about her. I wasn't thinking about her in that moment. It was about me. And yeah, that was the wrong thing to say too. She said, exactly, you weren't thinking about me and how I felt about it. And I'm like, no, that's not what I mean. That's not what I meant. But nothing I'm saying is working. And she's just ripping me to shreds. She can't take it anymore. She gets up, grabs her bag, walks out, and then she literally says, oh, and you can't even help me hold the bag. And I'm like, I'm about to say, well, it's because I didn't want you to leave. I didn't want to pick the bag up because I didn't want you to actually leave. Now you pick it. Didn't matter. I'm like, just hold on. I'm still trying to talk. She's like, I'm just putting the bag in the car. She continues to go in on me, and then she's talking about my adulting. And she's right. Everything she's saying is absolutely correct. She says she wants someone who would be able to take care of her if she was in the situation that I was in. She points to the car and says, you think I can't write you $1,000 check right now for the, what is it? Not the down payment, but the fee, whatever. You know what I mean? I can't think right now. She's like, you think I can't write $1,000 check right now for that? I could, but you couldn't do that for me if I was in that position. I want somebody who would tell me it's okay, things happen, but I'm taking care of it. And I felt it. I understood it. I got it. And she's yelling in front of the house, which is something she would never do. And I just start crying because she's right. I'm not where I want to be. And while I start crying, she just walks away and gets in the car. She says bye. She actually does hug me. She even said she loved me before she left, but she also told me not like that. She said a lot of other things too that hurt thinking about it. But I mean, she said things like, I don't know why you would think this was a relationship, which I didn't. I know what a relationship is. But anyway, as I'm crying, she walks away. She gets in the car and she drives away. I go in the house, tears are just, my face is just wet. I can't help it. I call her again. This time I don't know if it was worse or not, but she goes in even harder. She begins to call me a liar. Not like I lied, like I lied about something, but about being truthful and honest and having integrity. And she's just going so hard on me and just basically telling me like I'm a facade and I'm scary and I didn't speak up about the car door and I haven't let them know yet, which she was right, I didn't. And I'm just getting ripped. And I feel horrible. I feel guilty. I feel like she just exposed me. And I didn't even know that I had anything to expose. It was like she was just reading me and just killing me. And she just was going in and going in. And of course, I'm a grown man crying all over again. And I told her before I called, I texted her, I was like, I'm sorry, I need help. And I didn't know what I meant when I said I need help. I was just out of it. She told me I should talk to my best friend. And then she says, I'm going to send you some money for the door. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. I want you. And she's like, yeah, I know, but I'm going to send that and maybe more. But blah, 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 blah. Long story short, she gets off the phone. About an hour later, $500 pops up in my Cash App. And I feel horrible again. But it is what it is. I'm like, do I send it back? I mean, I do need it. I definitely need it. I actually need it more. Deductible, that's what the word is. It's $1,000 deductible. But I'm like, if she's really never going to talk to me again, it really doesn't matter at this point. So I reply, thank you. I appreciate you. And then I send some other long message. She replies, good luck. You know I'm always rooting for you. She spelled rooting wrong, but I got what she said. She spelled routing. But yeah, she said she's always rooting for me, and I didn't want to be smart, or I didn't want to say anything else at this point. I was exhausted. I just wrote okay. Let's just skip and say the day ended. That was Monday. Tuesday came. Think I text her again? Yes, I'm an over texter when it comes to these things. It's like because I kind of didn't believe that she would really stop, even though she said she was done and it was over and she wanted me to, I need to find somebody else and blah, 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 blah. And she even said, I gave you false hope. We aren't going to be together. Maybe it's me. Because I still believed it. Wednesday, Thursday, and I still hadn't heard from the other. Now, the other is important. I don't want to downplay that. She'll just come in a different story. But, I couldn't take it anymore. So Friday, I sent So this is basically 4 days later. I sent her a chapter from The Mastery of Love. And I said, hey, I wanted you to hear this. And I told her I was just overzealous. And then I said, hey, everything worked out with the car. Thank you for, making me not be fearful of, actually telling the truth about it. And, I told the truth and everything worked out. I actually got another car. Everything worked out. And it said delivered. She hadn't blocked me yet. I was good. She hadn't responded, but at least she hadn't blocked me. And then I wrote something else after that, which doesn't even matter because that one didn't say delivered. She blocked me. Now I am blocked. Another punch in the gut. But hey, it was to be expected. I knew I did a lot. I didn't know what to do after that, so I went through my phone and I just started texting other women. And I don't even know why, because I'm so not really interested in, just casual dating. Like, I honestly want her, even though she doesn't want me. And that's what I'm trying to break. I do want her. I do love her. I do want to be with her. I do wish I could fix everything. But anyway, I think that's a good introduction to what's to come from the writings, the stories, and my life. This is Deontay. You can call me D or Dean. That's what I write on my Starbucks cup, or tell them to write on there, Dean. Don't want to get that one wrong. Yeah. That's about it for now. I guess it's strange to say I hope you enjoy that. But, I guess if you have any questions or advice, you can email me at deontay.young@yahoo.com. Check out my website, planetaxiom.net. Might need some work. There's a contact page on there, but I don't think it works. I did really actually delete all of my Instagrams, pages, and Facebook, but I left out that somehow the Facebook page miraculously did not delete. It deactivated, even though I actually deleted it. But when I put my password back in just to check, it came back. So I guess you can find me on Facebook. I did make another Instagram based off of something I heard on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Mr. One and Only Andrew Schultz said, accept the void. And that really, really, really just resonated with me, because I am missing something. And I do have to accept that that something is gone. Not just missing, it's gone. So I started an Instagram page called Accept the Void. Shouts out to Schultz and Uncle Charla, and also Humble the Poet, because he was on that podcast. Brought a lot of good stuff out. So, anyway, I guess that's how you can reach me. It's my email address, deontay.young@yahoo.com, or Facebook, since it didn't delete, which is, I guess, is cool. I had a lot of good pictures on there. Or Accept the Void on Instagram. Now, I hope you all know how to spell accept, not accept, accept the void. Thank you. And good night. Be well. I'm going to say a prayer.